All right, friends, we are going to start building a slab house. So I already cut out my templates and I already pre-rolled out my slabs. With your templates, you want to make sure you start off with your foundation first. That way all your measurements line up with your foundation. Think of it as you're actually building like a real house anyways. You're always going to want to start with your foundation first. So I rolled out a slab, so your foundation slab, your very first slab that you make is going to be 3/8. Okay, so it's going to be thicker because we do want a strong foundation. Now I'm just gonna line my foundation template. I'm gonna use a ruler so I'm getting nice crisp cuts when I'm doing this. So always start with your foundation first. And remember, foundation is going to be 3/8 of an inch. All right, so there I have my foundation. I'm gonna cut another one out just for good measure, just in case something happens to my other one or something doesn't work out. You can do this, not a necessary step. I wanna make sure this one's going to fit well. There we go, I'm gonna move my scrap pieces off to the side. Using a ruler is great, guys. It's going to give you perfect edges. Also helps you kind of measure again to make sure your lines are straight. It's just that extra step that's going to help your craftsmanship too. All right, so there I have it. I have another foundation. If you want to take a damp sponge and clean up those edges, you can. Not necessary because we are going to be building on top of that. Okay, so I'm gonna put my foundation template away off to the side. Now I'm gonna start cutting out my wall. So I'm gonna do my back wall first. Now with your sides, the slab is going to be thinner. Okay, we don't need really thick walls. So these slabs, your side slabs and your roof slabs should be 1/4 inch thick. So thinner than your foundation. So I'm gonna start with my back piece first. My back piece first. And I'd recommend getting all your pieces cut out so they can stay out and dry, get leather hard. think I'm gonna go this way. And you want to maximize the slab that you roll out, meaning you want to use as much of it as you can so you don't have to re-wedge and roll it out again. You want to be able to just get all your pieces cut out in one go. Sometimes the slabs aren't big enough, and that's okay. We just roll out another slab, but we try and get it right on the first time. This also helps saves on time when you're working on these. Some people ask me, how long did it take for you to create your template? Well, this was my first time doing this, so I wanted to make sure my dimensions were correct. It took me about maybe 30-40 minutes. Okay, so that's going to be the back piece of my house. Okay, oh my goodness, I'm so excited for this. This is going to be so much fun. Okay, and so once again, I'm going to try and maximize my clay so I can use the rest of this clay for maybe a sidewall or maybe one of the towers. And I'm not going to press it all the way up against here because I just want to make sure I'm getting those nice hard lines. So I'm cutting another back piece just in case something happens or something goes wrong. Like I said, I'm kind of building or prepping for 2 houses. You don't have to do this. This is just me going the extra mile. It's also good to do this to cut out some extra pieces because if something goes wrong when you're trimming a side or a wall, you have an extra that you can use. But if everything goes right, then you might have 2 houses, which is also a win. All right, so that was my back piece. I have another one of these, so I can set this off to the side. So how this is gonna look, facing the camera is the front of the house, and then this would get set right here to be the back of the house. You can kind of see where it's gonna start taking shape. Okay, super excited for this, you guys. Okay, so I might run out of room pretty fast. So now I'm done with this piece because I only had to cut 1 foundation piece and 1 back piece, so I'm gonna set that aside. Now, I think I'm gonna do my big right side wall. It is pretty big. So my right side wall, remember I'm trying to maximize space. So I'm gonna shift this up, give it a little wiggle. Now, some of your walls you're probably gonna have to trim when you set them on because we have that 1/4 inch thickness. We didn't take that thickness into account when we were doing our templates, and that's okay, but we do have to be mindful that we are going to probably have to trim up some walls to make it fit in between those. So that's why I did my back piece first, is because that back piece is gonna go on first, and then I'm gonna put on this side wall. I'm gonna move this out of the way. I might be able to use that scrap later. Definitely gonna be able to use that scrap later. And yes, I did compress these pieces before. Right, probably can use that scrap piece. All right, and now I have my right side wall. So the way this wall will work is, here's my back. This wall is going to go up against this side. So see how that tip, that angle right there, lines up with this wall? It's gonna be beautiful. I'm gonna lay these flat. I wanna make sure they get leather hard. You do wanna make sure you get clean cuts. It will help. So I'm gonna set that guy off to the side. Now I have lots of scraps over here, so I'm gonna cut out one more wall. All right, set that off to the side. Okay, so I have my second wall cut out for my second piece. I think you guys get the idea of cutting out your templates. Maybe cut out a few extra pieces of the harder pieces. Key takeaways from this video: your foundation of your building. This is 3/8 of an inch. And any walls that you are doing and roofs, this is gonna be 1/4 inch thick. Okay, cut out more pieces if you so desire. And yeah, that's it. I'm gonna cut out the rest of my pieces and then we will watch the building video.